Guys, I'm back again. This time, this is a what do you think video, as you can probably see up above, about, I don't know what I'm going to name it yet, but basically about books that you do not like to read, either because it's just not you, maybe it bores you, or it's just, it's too much for you, it's something you can't handle. The subject matter, is just something you'd rather not read about, or maybe you can't stomach it. So that's what this is about. And I think what got me thinking about this is because currently I'm reading Forbidden by Tabitha Suzuma. And for those of you that are not familiar with it, it's basically about a brother and sister who love each other more than a brother or sister should. A very taboo subject. And I am really liking the way that Tabitha is going about this. I don't condone it, I'm not saying that, but just the way she's handling the whole thing. I'm only about just over 200 pages in, but it just got me to thinking that, because I was telling my husband, I always tell him about the books that I'm reading, what they're about in that, and when I said that, you could tell the disgust on his face, and yeah. So it just got me to thinking about, what are some books that I would rather not read about, and one of them, and I don't know if I mentioned this on YouTube or my blog or what, but there is a book, and I believe it's A Boy Called It, or A Boy Named It, that I read about 10 years ago. Actually, I should say I started reading it about 10 years ago. Child abuse, something that, one of my interests. And there goes the phone, and that phone's probably going to ring 4 times before the voicemail picks up. So, let's let that ring really quick. I don't edit my videos, so you guys get to go through this with me. Which reminds me, I gotta tell you a short little thing about what happened to me today. And actually, I'll tell you about that now really quick. My daughter's friend, I will not name names, calls our house constantly. Oh my gosh, for Mia, constantly. And I tell the girl, she's a really nice girl, don't get me wrong, but I tell her, Mia will call you back later. Sometimes, if I don't answer the phone, as soon as it's done ringing, she'll literally call right back. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. So her and another girl spent the night last night. And I was up real late, and then I had to get up early for the dentist. So when I came home, I ended up falling asleep. But I was supposed to have her home by 4, and I fell asleep. I was up at 3, but I fell back asleep. And then I woke up in my bed to this girl literally standing over me. It scared the shit out of me. It was like something you'd see in a horror movie. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, please do not ever, ever do that again. I guess she was trying to wake me up. I don't know if maybe her calling my name woke me up, or she was just staring at me. I don't know, but it was weird, and it was freaky. And so anyways, Boy Called It, or Boy Named It. I tried reading that about 10 years ago, and I couldn't finish it. I literally was sick to my stomach. I literally thought I was going to throw up. I mean, it was like here. It was that bad. I had to stop. For those of you that are not familiar with that book, it is about a mother that abuses her son, and I'm talking about torture and just, I don't even want to think about it now because it's just nasty. I mean, she's made him eat his own vomit. I mean, I think that was the thing that, like, when that shit started happening, I was like, I can't do this. I can't stomach it. So, like, anything that has torture in them, I can't read. I cannot read anything with torture in it. Even if it's a nonfiction book or a fiction book, I can't read it. And I think that's why when I read A Slice of Cherry, see? Do you hear that phone again? I bet you that's her calling right back. Bet you. Oh my God, the girl, like, drives me insane. But how do you be nice about it? I've told Mia to tell her to please stop calling her all the time, especially back to back like that. Oh my God. So anyways, let's have the phone finish. Okay. I read A Slice of Cherry, and by Dia Reeves, and that was a very hard book for me to read too. because of what was happening in the book. And so yeah, so anything with torture I cannot read. I can't stomach it. I can't do it. It doesn't matter how much of an interest it is to me. Some things. Oh, my cat's peeing right in front of me. I have my camera on her litter box. Anyway, some things that I choose not to read because it just does not interest me is mushy stuff. I know that chick lit has a rep for that, and unfortunately, I've heard a lot of chick lit books that are actually not like that, but they get lumped into that, so a lot of people don't want to read them because they just assume automatically that's all mushy stuff. But yeah, I just don't care for that at all the kissy, lovey-dovey stuff. It's just not, I just don't care to read it, even though I'm a big-time romantic, and I love that stuff, flowers, and there was one time my husband, this was of course when we first got together, he drew me a bath, and he put rose petals in there, and he had lit candles all around, and stuff like that. I'm all for that, but just in books, I just don't want to read it. I just don't care to read it. And I think that's another reason too why YA has kept my attention too, besides for the fact that I really love the books, just reading about the teens and all that stuff. But in adult fiction, you have a lot of sex in there. And I don't care to read about that. Maybe I'm a prude. I don't know. But it's just, even especially in movies too, it's I think a book or a movie would be fine if that stuff was not in there, but sex sells. I just don't care for it. So yeah, so that kind of stuff I don't care to read about. Cannot stomach torturous stuff. And something else that I can't read is historical fiction. I tried reading what's that something Violet I just tried reading. Oh, I can't remember, but it was where the girl's mother talks to the dead, and it's set back in the 1800s, and even though it sounded really good, I just couldn't read it because I just can't read anything in the past like that. Anything in the 1800s, early 1900s maybe, but Rebel Angels I was able to read, and that one is set back. I don't remember how far back though, so maybe it wasn't as far back, and that's why I was okay with that one. But so yeah, so if it's historical nonfiction and I'm learning something, I'm very interested in that. But historical fiction, I can't get into it. Another thing that I have a hard time reading is anything that has names or places that I cannot pronounce. I just can't do it. I can't. So the name of the boy in Forbidden, I had to ask Krista from Cubicle Blindness how to pronounce it because it was driving me nuts. I can't just skip over it, or sometimes I may say it my own way, but if there's something set in another country or something where the names are weird or different, I don't want to say weird, but different, or they're talking about a lot of places and I just have a hard time pronouncing it, I just won't read the book. So yeah, so that's where I either can't read or have a hard time reading and doesn't catch my interest. So what about you guys? What are genres, books, stuff like that, even subjects that you just can't get into or you can't stomach, that just doesn't do anything for you maybe? I'd love to hear what they are, because we're always talking about things we love in that. So if you can leave them in the comments below, like I said, I'm just really interested in what other people have aversions to in that. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.